I have a bit of a weird relationship with real anime. Part of the whole appeal of anime to me is that it can capture ideas that no other medium has really been able to master. You know, the crazy fight scenes and the unique premises. Generally when I watch something, I want to use it as an escape, not a window into the world's issues. This is, among many reasons, why I love anime so much, particularly the plethora of shonen series. But lost in a lot of that overwhelming hype is a brand of show that I like to vaguely refer to as real anime. Shows based around grounded themes, relationships, and ideas. And most importantly, taking place in a believable reality. One of my favorite shows of all time, Bunny Girl Senpai, is just that, with some added supernatural flair. And that's why my relationship with this genre, I just made up, is so weird. I love real and relatable personal themes. I'm sure all of you know that at this point. But I don't often want them to be like looking in a mirror. I then gravitate more towards the fantastical, but then some of my favorite shows of the past few years are these more grounded series. And dare I say that I've now added Adachi and Shimamura to that list. Going in, I did not expect to like Adashima as much as I did. It felt like a show that I would know is quote-unquote doing good things, but just wasn't for me. A slowly paced, slow burn romance between two high school girls who meet after skipping class didn't exactly fit my most often watched genre list. But after all the hee-hawing I did earlier, I am a sucker for a good romance, plain and simple. And make no mistake, this show has one of the most well-written character romances I've ever seen. We want to talk about realism and storytelling. The way Adachi has to work up the courage to even talk to Shimamura, the way she constantly stumbles over her words, gets flustered, runs away, yet still enjoys and cherishes every second of interaction she gets is just so spot on to how it feels to like someone as a teenager, it's downright ridiculous. You've heard of cute girls doing cute things, but how about awkward girls doing awkward things? The show manages to capture an incredibly real feeling romantic connection without ever really doing too much that I would describe as overtly romantic, while also handling its shoujo-ai subject material and slow burn nature well enough to make sure the audience knows it's not being baited. Still, the show is not just an out-and-out romance. A lot of the nuance and depth comes from how the two characters navigate their slow transition into adulthood and the difficulty of maintaining real bonds with other people. At the start of the show, neither of our main duo have any close friends. Adachi because she's completely closed herself off to everyone outwardly, barely interacting with others, and Shimamura because she's closed herself off from the inside. She acts cheery and has surface-level friends, but no real connections to them. It creates a wonderful dynamic between the two girls. Everyone thinks Adachi is cold and impersonal while she's actually awkward and deeply emotional, and everyone thinks Shimamura is sincere and personable when she's actually the shut-off, more calculated one. It's a story of two people helping each other come out of their shells, just in very different ways. I think Adachi is the far more relatable one for most people, but the issues Shimamura has with feeling alone deeply resonate with a more adult audience, I feel like. As you personally age out of school, you realize how quote-unquote friends you've made just simply disappear from your life completely. These themes are then delivered most effectively through the show's POV and monologues, a system that I think delivers some of the most standout moments of the show. Each episode usually jumps back and forth at least once from focusing on Adachi or Shimamura, often giving us both of their inner thoughts about the same situations. Given how differently each girl is approaching their relationship, it opens the show up to so many great quotes and memorable scenes. This all came together for me in episode 9. Probably one of the best episodes of anime to come out in 2020. The way the point of views merge together to tell a story is remarkable, and it contains this breathtaking quote from Shimamura that I think describes her plight and many of our own issues so perfectly. My past is connected by briars, so when I try to reflect upon it, I'm hurt by my incomplete self from the past. And yet, there are times I want to reach into the briars, even if that means I prick myself and bleed. This quote is incredibly significant and moving in a vacuum, but even more so if you look at where Shimamura was at the beginning of the show. The whole episode and series just completely blew me away with its ability to craft such powerful personal moments and dialogue, and I think it really speaks to the ability of Hitoma Iruma as an author. As beautiful as this show can be at times visually, its strength is 100% its writing. And because of that, I think it's something truly special that everyone should at least give a chance. Now, as I say that, it's also time for me to throw up the big "this show is not for everyone," trademark pending, to make it clear that the slow pacing and near slice-of-life nature is certain to put some people off just a few episodes in. Ultimately, though, I just want more people to give this show a chance, because it was criminally underwatched in fall. If you want to know how few people watched and engaged with this show, I had to personally add one of the voice actors to the Mal page, a whole 2 weeks after the series ended. I'm not sure I can say it's the best show I watched in 2020 as ReZero Season 2 exists, but as far as new IP goes, it easily slots in near the top. Now, of course, the anime was not a full adaptation of the source material because
God has cursed me for my hubris, and my work is never finished.
But it had a satisfying enough stopping point that I am happy with what we got and excited to read the novels if we never get a second season. I implore you one final time to give this show a chance. Even if it's stuck in Funimation jail, even if you don't like slow-paced, slow-burn romances. Because it really did have some of the most personal and powerful moments for me to come out of this medium in 2020. My own issues with realistic anime be damned, I hope 2021 gives us more masterpieces like this. I'll leave you with one more quote, this time from Adachi, that I think sums up my experience with this show quite well. "I'm pretty sure Shimamura is stealing my time, but that time, unlike the colorless days I've spent, is so filled with light, just like a jewel."